Well, Cooper, your dear friend Billy Slater has stepped down as Queensland coach. Were you surprised by it, Cooper?
Was a little bit. I think most of the indication was that he wanted to go around again. 5 years coaching, Origin is a hell of an effort. But he's contributed to the Queensland jersey, not like too many other people. Like, you think of the player coaches that have done it before. He sits right alongside all, what Fatty Vorton did, what Mal's done.
Wally.
Yeah, he's elevated that jersey to inspire the Queenslanders. And to be fair now, that position for me is the number one coaching sport position in Queensland. If you want to coach the Origin side, that's the number one, right? So and I think a lot of, our game is big, our game gets a lot of traction. And I think sometimes the energy to do that role continuously can get chip away over a period of time. But geez, he did a good job with those players and got the results at different stages. For an inexperienced coach, I remember this guy had never coached anything before.
Yeah.
He did a damn good job.
What do you think, Coop? Will he take over the Storm?
No.
You don't think he'll do it?
No, I don't think he will. No. Look, I think it all looks quite like romantic, and there might be a flow-on effect and a succession. It does all add up, but I don't think so. I think he's also said that never say never. So he could come back and coach Queensland one day. He could coach Australia. Like there's other jobs that might fire his belly at some stage, but I don't think the Melbourne Storm or NRL coaching in general would be on his priority list at the moment.
When Loz stepped away at New South Wales level, they ended up making a quick decision, but at first there was no clear-cut person who to put in. Ended up going for Matty King. Yep. What about Queensland? It's a little bit the same. Is it? I mean, the logical one is Cameron, but do you think he'll do it?
Yet to know. I think the best person will get the job. Like, it truly is a blank canvas. Full-time NRL coach, no experienced coach, and everything in between. I think it was all in on Billy, and Billy sort of had a chat to his family and said he doesn't want to go around again. So now the conversation shifts to who is it? And historically...
It'd be great to have someone on this show, podcast.
Sorry, mate, you're from New South Wales, you can't do it.
As Queensland coach, I tell you, for me, it's a logical one. I've got a Queensland bloke who lives next door, and he said, who do you think? And I said, Cronk, and he said, I couldn't agree more.
No, won't be happening, mate. Won't be happening.
Ever harboured an ambition to coach?
No. I like the idea of it, but coaching to me, and Billy's showed me that, coaching to me is like playing. Yeah. There's not enough hours in the day to be great at something. And you did it for a long period of time. Like, there's a certain joy you get out of playing. It just cannot be recreated. So, no, I won't be. Unfortunately, mate, you might have me here. Okay. Oh, actually, we could sort something out.
Okay, we'll sort.
Might be actually just Cronk, and we'll get rid of Matty.
Hey, believe me, I'm more than happy to minimise my workload.
Oh, then your contract goes down too, by the way.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Cost of living.
Panthers, Roosters.
Yeah, Coops, look, you spoke last week about the importance at this time of the year of playing a fellow heavyweight and not being embarrassed or flogged. Penrith lost, but they certainly weren't flogged. It was a hell of a game. What did you think? What do you think of Penrith after Thursday night?
So Penrith have played the Warriors and the Roosters and lost both. I think it was more important for the Warriors and the Roosters to win than it was for Penrith. I still think Penrith can win. If the Warriors lost to Penrith, I didn't think they could. If the Roosters lost to Penrith, I didn't think they could. Now, the Roosters are competition favourites. I think Isaiah Yeo brings them a little back to the field. The two main threats to Penrith have now found a formula that they need to recreate and do again. So I still think Penrith can win it. Warriors and Roosters can win it, but I think Roosters have elevated themselves that they have all the ingredients to win the premiership. They've got a powerful forward pack. Their goal line defence against Penrith that's premiership winning performance defensively. Their halves are good and they're confident. They can win it. I tell you what,
it's turning into a master stroke at the DCE. We'll get to that in 1 second.
Well, what was Penrith's competition 2-3 weeks ago is now 3 even contenders, but I thought the Roosters are number one.
It was interesting in the last, it's been numerous years now, the Roosters' kryptonite has been the other top sides. Their record against the other top sides has been horrible. Driving in the other night, I was listening to the radio broadcast of the warming up, and I forget who it was. It might have been, I think it was Justin Horrow. He said on SEN, he said something very strange. He said it's really interesting. Penrith are out there in the midst of their warm-up, which is, pushing now about 25 minutes. The Roosters came out for, he said, no more than 5 minutes and they're back in the sheds. Do you think it's Trent Robinson's way of mixing things up? Do you think that was, part of it, a totally different approach?
Yeah, maybe.
How they went into this game?
Yeah, well, their record prior to that wasn't very good against Penrith. So maybe, I think if you do the same thing, you're just going to get the same results, right? Maybe they've preparing for September, because in my career, when you warmed up inside, it was a big game. Origin and grand finals.
Yep.
So I know coaches start preparing a little bit for September. So because if you train outside the whole time, then you get to grand final day and go, oh, I can't kick a ball outside. I can't sprint 50 metres. All of a sudden your preparation changes. So maybe they've got a little eye on that they had to shift slightly in the preparation. But whatever it did, it worked.
I used to like the warm-up in the dressing room.
Yep.
The old run on the spot a little bit. But so I hated getting a sweat in the warm-up.
Yeah, getting a sweat on the field too, by the way.
Exactly. Although these things didn't need too much running. It was dropped into...
Well, that's a little bit, right? So you do shoulder contact and tackling out in a stadium. Yeah. There's not a lot of... it doesn't reverberate around the stadium. But you do it inside. There is an intensity, there is a noise that happens, and there is something about warming up inside, but not all the time, that plays a part. Like, I noticed that South Sydney warm up inside when they're at a course sometimes. So I think coaches use that ploy at different stages. But I thought the best part of the Roosters was their goal line defence. In the first 20 minutes, Nathan had a bucket load to play the balls, probably should have scored. Cherry Evans goes down this other end and scores a try. There's a lot of premiership traits in that Roosters performance the other night that says they are in pole position.
DCE, start of the year, mixed reviews whether they should have signed him. You had Hugo coming through at a rate of knots. It's proven a masterstroke because it's worked out a terrific combination. Sam, they're not dissimilar on the way they play. They're very instinctive, reactive players. But there's no doubt Sam, like the last couple of weeks, DCE has guided the ship home.
Yep.
That experience in those big games is just, or these big games, going to be invaluable.
Yeah, I think, look, he's played a lot of big games in his career. Last played in the grand final in 2013 against the Roosters. Hasn't played in too many prelim finals before, in between that and now. Played a lot of Origin games. That's his best performance in a few years.
Yep.
Like, running the football.
Yes.
Like taking the line on twice for 2 tries against Penrith.
Yeah.
Like kicking, managing decision making. Like, he's had some up and down, particularly last year at Manly. Like he wasn't running the football, and all the commentary around the signing was fair because there wasn't the signs that he was going to go to the next level. Trent Robinson needs a huge rep. Whatever he's done to coach Daly the person is starting now to get the performance, because it was always he's going there for the experience to help Sam.
Yeah.
He's now actually contributing in a performance part. Those 2 tries, like that right foot for the first one was a big moment.
Yeah, it was.
They defended for 20 minutes, got their first opportunity. He saw space, and we haven't seen Daly do that too often.
It'll be a great experience for Hugo too, Hugo Savala. Yep. I know they've got a lot of young guys coming through, but you'd think, for what Hugo's done for the jersey, no whinging, just got on with it, go and play whatever position, bide your time.
Matty, we have seen, I don't think this gets spoken enough, we have seen players at other clubs, i.e. the Tigers, i.e. whatever, when something happens, tools down, I'm out.
Yeah.
Hugo Savala could have done tools down, I'm out.
Yes.
Probably had every right to.
Yeah.
But what did he do? He was the best trainer during pre-season. He was probably not in their 17 or 20 to start with. He's found a spot at left centre, and he's been very, very consistent. And if you're an aspiring half, sometimes when you play out of position, it gives you a greater understanding of what it takes to play in your preferred position. And he's doing that right now. Like he is learning, the other side of things. Like playing rep football for me off the bench and defending in the middle taught me how to tackle on the edge.
Yeah.
There's things that Hugo has done that he's a damn good player for that club.
Nathan, in the game, Matty was certainly busy. I thought their attack lacked variation when they were attacking the line. As we were watching his touches here, there's no doubt that he missed Isaiah. He's got to, because they have worked as a partnership for just so long, right through the run of success. I thought a couple of times, Coop, watching the Roosters defend, I reckon there were times that the Roosters' outside men were preempting an outside in, like rushing outside in defence.
Yep.
And I thought for that reason, I thought a few times that Nathan should have varied, maybe give the ball 2 steps earlier.
Yep.
Just little things like that.
Well, it is one thing when you're a system and you are so automated in the way you play, it makes you a little bit predictable.
Yep.
Right? So there is a little bit for next time, and this is the thing about Penrith and the Roosters and the Warriors playing so close together. Is it great for the confidence of the Warriors and the Roosters? But the bad side is that Ivan and Nathan will sit through every bit of vision.
Yes.
And they will go, okay, this is what they did to us. So here comes a variation in prelim final week.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of the hold things in the back pocket for the big game that you need. But I think Nathan is going to get zeroed in on with no Isaiah.
Yeah.
So I remember in 2016, no Billy playing Cronulla Sharks. Like I just remember thinking, like my biggest regret of that grand final was not coming up with a play that I was a decoy for. What I mean by that is the tension's on you to come up and make with a play, so you keep trying. But if you just sit somewhere and have another player come up with a play, it just might be the X factor or the difference that you need. So I think Nathan and Ivan, while you put all the responsibility and trust in Nathan to deliver without Isaiah, at some stage you got to come up with an alternate play that says, hey, look at me, I'm over here.
Yeah.
And, whether it's Cogger or Blaze or someone else.
Well, that makes sense, because one of the notes I made coming out of the game is that Jack needed to give Nathan more.
Yeah.
As you said, there was a distinct lack of variation. Wherever Nathan was, that's where the ball was going to go.
Do you still think it's Cogger? After that performance, do you think Cogger's a 6? Now, I thought it was Blaze, but I thought Blaze was... he could have added more when he came on the field.
Yeah.
I expected a more significant impact.
I sort of get the feeling, and look, I'm only guessing here, I'm starting to get the sense that the Blaze at 6 experiment, if you want to call it that, or that want to turn him into a top-class 6 is evaporating.
Yeah.
I think they're starting to think now we might not get there.
Yeah.
And we might be, this kid, they might be sitting on a bloke who was a world-class fullback or centre or somewhere else, and maybe now it's start trying to push him somewhere else.
Because Cogger defensively did some pretty good things. Like there was moments that if that was Blaze, well, I don't know if that's that good a contact, right? But it's definitely a point that they need to work out, because if Nathan is going to be touching the ball more times, there was a couple of times where Jack went to first receiver, Nathan was that second receiver, looked threatening. They just need to get that balance right. And the other one is Lindsay Smith.
Yeah. Now, this is interesting, Coop, because I said that I believe that they needed to change the way they played. You're of the opinion, no, they've come this far down the road, it's too dangerous to start changing. I'm sort of leaning your way a little bit. Although Lindsay won't give the same service, doesn't have the same vision, everything of Isaiah, I think he showed enough the other night to show that he can play a role similar. I thought his first stint was pretty good. I thought his second stint was just outstanding.
Yeah. His first stint was probably too pass-centric.
Yep.
And his second stint, he realised he had to know that, run first mentality, and then maybe, I can back a bit of variation here.
This is all his second stint here. So you see in the first half, I just thought he was a little bit out of sync. That second stint, he obviously went back to the bench, collected himself, and he was close to the best on the field.
Yeah, he took the game on in that second stint.
Yeah.
But the Lindsay Smith Cleary Cogger combo, I don't think they're going to change the way they play, but I would say next time they play the Roosters or the Warriors, there's going to be a variation to their set plays, because you and I could sit here and say, Penrith will go to the one post and they'll come back and drop that back row off and they'll all swing back this way. Like you can see it unfold. I don't think they're going to showcase any type of football they've got in terms of tricks until they play those teams next.
Now, we're dedicating a lot of time here to these two sides, but, there's a reason for it. This is a really interesting one, Coop. I want your opinion on Sam Walker at the moment. I want, if you were Trent Robinson, with everything going on at the moment, and I don't know Sam, I don't know whether he's very good at compartmentalising.
Yeah.
He might be. It mightn't bother him at all. But there's a lot going on with this contract stuff. Now there's rumours that the Broncos could be in the background preparing a bid. There's talk about the Bulldogs, behind the scenes, maybe going to come in as well. You got concerns about this being starting to become a distraction for Sam?
Well, of course it can be.
Yeah.
And,
do you think it will?
and performance is king, right? Like the only thing that says right now that he compartmentalises is his performance. I just don't like the noise. Like these things can be done, behind closed doors and not necessarily
hard to they Coop, isn't it? It's hard.
Well,
It is hard to.
Like, look at Nathan's situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's in
true.
the same situation.
Yep.
And people have said, oh, he's going to PNG, but no one's actually really speaking about it because he could be, he might be having these conversations, but whoever's doing that is not having the external ones.
And I think the reason was the very fact that when you heard that Sam and the Roosters were going to sit down at the table, you expected because of the Roosters was going to be okay, let's get the deal done. Because from the Roosters, I don't want him sitting down with PNG. If that makes sense. Or the Broncos, I'd want the deal done.
Yeah. See, like I might be naive here, but I think when you're talking about a long-term deal, right, you are investing in a person for a long time. There needs to be genuine care and respect both ways. Like, I couldn't care less if you went to November 1. Like, if you are working together and trying to achieve something you want to achieve together, and he is going to be a franchise halfback for a long time, take your time, get it done.
Get it right.
And I Sam seems to have backed himself in. It might be the thing that gets that extra deal, extra number.
Yep.
It might be the thing that brings it back to normal. But look, at the end of the day, like the kid can play, but
Yeah. See what happens the next month or so. Now, the top 8 structure, we've got the Cowboys and the Dogs, the Bunnies were sort of floating around, but you'd expect after the weekend they're locked in. Cowboys had the opportunity, they're blown it.
you reckon they make it?
I think they do. They've
So
got
the Dogs sit 2 points outside.
And the Dogs and the Cowboys have very similar points differential. Dogs just slight advantage on it, very slight, I think 16 points.
Yeah.
Dogs have got the Dragons, the Panthers and the Broncos.
You'd say they're going to win 2 of those, right?
You'd think, yeah. Cowboys have got the bye, the Tigers and the Raiders. I mean, watching on the weekend, like you just look at the Cowboys, you got everything to play for, and off the kickoff, like Brian Kelly makes a break off the kickoff.
Yeah, but they have a history of this. The Cowboys, like you're playing Parramatta down the bottom of the ladder, and this is your first effort.
Oh, that's
a few weeks ago against Brisbane Broncos, they smashed the kickoff.
Yeah.
I think it was in Taumalolo's game or something like Todd Payton came out and said they don't like the Broncos.
Yeah,
and they smashed the kickoff, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're so frustrating. I just don't know where you can predict the Cowboys.
What do you think? Do you think it's the Dogs or the Cowboys?
I think the Dogs.
Do you think the Dogs?
Yeah, and even, like, I'm not saying that because I've got more faith in the Dogs. Every time I back the Cowboys, something happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, last time they played the Eels, they dropped a 10, 12-point lead and lost. They got beaten by 80 from the Roosters. And then they bounced back with a couple of good performances, and then they do that again.
Yeah.
And the Dogs, they got their own issues, but look, that's not head or heart. That's just, the Cowboys are just hard to pick.
Intuition.
Yeah.
And like the Sharks, let's keep moving out. I mean, the Sharks were flying, Coop, and the question always was, you felt there was just a sense there was something a little bit different this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then suddenly, out of the blue, they dropped 2 games, 2 bad losses. And we said last week, watching their last win, which was against the Bunnies, Fitzy up in the box, unusually animated. He could almost he must have sensed them coming off.
We've won 5 or 6 in a row now. Like, I know my team. I know I'm better than most.
Can they, in your opinion, they've got, they've dropped out of the 4. This is big. Dolphins leapfrogged them. Newcastle right up their clacker as well. They've got the Titans, they've got the Eels, and they've got the Melbourne Storm. Question, can the Sharks, and they've got time to do it, can they basically, pull themselves together and go again?
No.
You think?
Not because it's impossible to go again with your form, and Craig Fitzgibbon would do that, but I think the Trindle injury
it's a big
is
one.
earth-shattering for them.
Yeah.
He's been their MVP. He's been the guy that has come up with big plays. And Nico tried on the weekend, and he just didn't come up with enough with Trindle off the field.
Yeah.
Maybe Brayley needs to step up and become that main ball player through the middle, really control things like he was doing through the middle part of the year of Origin. But dropping those 2 games, I think they'll bounce back. They'll win a couple of those. They'll play finals. But you're asking me, can they go past what they've done the last couple of years of a prelim? I don't think so, because Trindle's going to try and get that shoulder right in 4 weeks. He's got 4 weeks to rehab that thing to make it strong. Maybe they can win week 1 without him, but they can't go past week 2 of the finals without Trindle.
And the Newcastle Knights, who have just been honoured, they've got to buy up their sleeve as well. And they've got Manly this week. Massive game Saturday for Newcastle up at Manly. The old boys' day, 3 p.m.
You going?
Yes, I am.
Are you?
Yep. Going up there, myself and my young bloke Jack, who played for the Knights, and Uncle Joey. Going to have a road trip up there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Your other son going? No, he's not allowed to.
He didn't, mate. He never played for the Knights. And we might get him to drive. Yeah, that's right. Now, Coop, the Warriors, wow. Oh, man. I still think, we mentioned the Roosters there, we've mentioned Penrith. I think they're the most finals-ready team, the way they look. They're pushing for top 2. They've got South, they've got the Knights and Manly. Penrith have got the Storm, the Dogs and the Tigers. Luke Metcalf. Oh, mate, we spoke Ashton Ward, almost the same spot on the field. Yeah. A really rare injury doing a hamstring, kicking a goal. Bugger me, Luke Metcalf does the same thing.
Yeah, our game is brutal, right? Our game is physical, but that was quite emotional scenes from Metcalf. Like, he put his hands in his head, it was just, dramatic in the way that he reacted, because I think he knew how bad it was. He was very confident. Never really had any signs that there were some hot spots in the hamstring. It just goes to show the Warriors are a damn good coach team.
Aren't they what?
I keep saying this about Andrew Webster.
Yep.
With respect to all the other Australian coaches that have gone over there, there's an Australian coach that's gone over, and the Warriors culture has significantly gone up.
Yep.
This is a non-Kiwi guy that's got this Māori culture that's bubbling along, that it's stronger than ever. There was a moment when Klookstar went off the field. James Fisher-Harris, if he does not win Captain of the Year, I'm not here.
Was that?
He got the team in together in a huddle. Klookstar's gone, Reece Walsh is bouncing around on a broken ankle or whatever he had, and he's got the team in together and going, you know what, defensively the strongest. These are the little things we need to do. I don't know what he said. Lofi Khan-Pereira intercepts Reece Walsh, runs the other end. Yeah. They are doing things it was probably, the Sharks dropped the game, right?
Yep.
That was probably a game for the Warriors to go, you know what, the Broncos aren't playing well.
Yeah.
We could just cruise here a little bit. But they put the cleaners on them, strangled them into submission, and put 40 points on them.
They punished them,
Yep.
didn't they? They just went from... Coop, on James Fisher-Harris, I'll take you half a step back from that. Go and have a look at this. This is for me, it was the response of a man. Because that's what he is.
So not like you and I.
Exactly. But, when you play alongside but when someone's your captain, they've almost got a father aura over the side. And I want you to watch when the referee is explaining to Chance why he's on report and why he's been sent to the sin bin. Him and Fisher stand there with Chance. The referee's explaining it. The referee goes, that's what's happening, I'm going to send you to the bin. Chance stands there and goes like that. And Fish turns to him and does this, just goes... Chance goes off, and they just get on with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there was none of this bullshit about,
Then he got the team in a huddle, spoke about whatever,
Yep.
and they defended it, and then went down the other end and scored.
Just one more thing on Andrew Webster. Mate, bugger me, we're out of time again before we spoke about the Knights and Dally M's and form players and whatnot. Just on Andrew Webster, and I said this in the show last night, you judge coaches on wins and losses primarily, but also a huge one. Probably the best evidence of if a guy is really a great coach. And the very essence of coaching is not just improving the team, improving the individual.
Yep.
The individual improves the side, of course. Yep. All boats rise. What he has done for Chanel Harris-Tavita and what he did what he did for Tanner Boyd is remarkable. Chanel and Tanner, those two guys, it's the biggest turnaround I've ever seen in careers. Chanel, a few years ago, Chanel, it just got all too much for him, and I get it. He's a young guy. There's a lot of pressure. Everything that goes on with professional sport, he just said, you know what, I don't need this. I'm out. And then he's come back, and Andrew Webster has just taken charge of his game, and mate, he's playing great. A
little bit like the Savala thing, like Metcalf could have thrown the toys out and left, but Andrew Webster's obviously got a relationship with these guys. The thing I would encourage Webster to do, now that there's no Tamati Martin, no Metcalf, give the responsibility to Harris Tavita for a couple of weeks. Because in September, he's always been the second in charge. No matter who's been the halfback, he's been second in charge. And in September, if they're going to win the comp, they're going to need him to step up to the plate along with Tamati Martin when he comes back. So I would not necessarily give him the 7, but get another play, like Klukstar's suspended, but put someone else in there that is going to be second fiddle to Harris Tavita. And let him drive the Warriors train.
Take him that next step.
Tick him over that level of confidence. He did it on the weekend, he can do it again.
Well, I tell you, the other bloke who's going good, we mentioned him, it feels like every week at the moment, Egan. Like he's at the moment, he's the best 9 in the competition.
And in form too, and crafty as hell, and knows when to pull the trigger.
Righto, Coops.
On you, Matthew.
Excellent, mate. I'm going to head back. My wife's in China at the moment.
What's she in China for?
It's going to sound bad. I've got absolutely no idea.
So your wife's in China and you've got no idea why she's in China?
She said I'm going to China. She said something, but I actually forget.
She's probably probably left you, mate.
I'll be honest with you, I couldn't blame her.
I can't blame her too. I'd encourage her.